Well, I'm trying to get it figured out, right? I mean, it's it's not as smooth as I would like it to be, the transitions getting back and forth to uh starting videos, countdown timers and, I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out because I have to hit like 4 buttons just to go live, to connect the software. But hey, as long as I show up, I go, that's, the best we can ask for right now. Hey everybody, welcome to the Morning Mayhem Show. I am Sam. Insert applause. Good to be here today. I feel pretty good today. It was a long morning getting my daughter ready. It's, St. Patty's Day. Oh, I just realized I'm wearing green. I didn't even do that on purpose. I swear to God, I didn't do that on purpose. So yeah, getting her hair has just been a lot of drama lately. She wants hairstyles that are just a little above my pay grade and a little bit above her skill level. But we try, she finds these things on TikTok and she shows me the picture and she says that's what she wants to do. And we give it the old college try and it hasn't been the best. We haven't been too lucky lately. So, but fortunately I bought her lots of bows and I did get her a St. Patty's Day bow, for her to wear. And, we just put it in a nice clean pony. She covers the top in mousse because she just likes to use mousse. And we, clipped in her bow, her gerbeau. Do you guys remember gerbeaus? Anyways, today's show is, I called, when prayers feel like radio static, what do I do when my higher power goes silent? It's just kind of a part 2 or a progression from yesterday's show. I wanted to talk a little bit about the second step today, like we did yesterday, and a little bit about the 10th step, which is kind of like a spot check to quiet like the self-will noise that we experience sometimes, especially when we're not, meshing with our higher power or, connected with our higher power, which I choose to call God and, and Jesus. A lot of people, a lot of Christians out there, I used to do these t-shirts. They were Jesus on a skateboard, ollie, jumping over the grave, conquering the grave. And they were my best seller. And people used to give me shit like, Jesus ain't your homeboy. He's your savior. I'm like, I know he's my savior. I'm not saying he's trying to minimize, Jesus as my homeboy. It's just crazy. A lot of Christians will want to just find and create conflict wherever they can. And, it says in Mark that we are definitely not to do that. But anyways, how's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I was watching before I came on. You guys probably seen a tiny bit of it because my transitions weren't right. I was watching a little bit of Trump's got a live, just talking live right now. Just kind of, I think it's just an update. They executed the leader of Iran again. The new one they put in place, or the executive leader, not this one wasn't the religious leader, who is the bigger leader, who has more pull with the people. It's just all so confusing over there. There's a lot of people decrying World War III is amongst us. And, they showed some videos of a lot of the IDF soldiers, the Israeli soldiers over there, with these patches talking about like the third temple or the second temple. And it just seems like a lot of lost people trying to initiate, not just prophecy, some Talmud prophecy. And I think we all know that it's my mother-in-law. I'll have to call her back. Let me just. Real quick, hold on, real quick, guys. What the hell's going on? Sorry, guys, 1 second. Hey, I'm in the middle of a podcast. I will call you as soon as I'm done. All right. Yeah, so it's I don't know how to feel about it. You know, I might show some things tomorrow, of all of the things that Trump had said before to get elected about how there's all these invisible monsters in the Middle East and for us to go fight those monsters would be futile and pointless and draining of resources, financial and physical. Our boys that are over there, or men that are over there, brave men, a lot of young men, and although there's not boots on the ground yet, there's going to be. If anyone says there's not, they're lying to themselves. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. Who knows? There's just so much. There's so much. We have no more bases there. They've all been destroyed. You hear one side tell it. You hear the White House tell it, and it says victory after victory. But you watch the news, and even mainstream media, they're saying the exact opposite of the White House, and the media that's actually over there are saying the exact opposite of the White House is saying, and it's just a ton of lies, and it affects me spiritually in a sense. It doesn't take away my connection with God. It affects me when you're surrounded by just liars, when you start to think about all the deceit that our government that is over us, which God put our government over us. And not his government. His government would be perfect, but what is supposed to be is happening, and I don't know what I'm really trying to say about it. But anyways, I was watching that to see if I can glean any new information, anything positive, and I didn't. I wasn't. Not yet. Anyways. So I wanted to tie yesterday's show back to, I'm calling it back to the basics, because that's what I needed to do. When I'm getting crickets from my higher power and mixed signals of, when my life is getting tattered around and swatted around by circumstance, I have to go back to the beginning. And when that happens, it's almost like, you're new in the program, you're new in sobriety, with your thinking, and I wasn't trusting any of my decision making, wasn't trusting my relationships with people, my marriage. I have to quiet that self-will, that I know what's right, that I can make the right decisions, um, and just try to do the next right thing. And what I did when I was in my first like 90 days, and I got my first taste of freedom. This was a big thing for me. I just asked every day, and with every decision, from everything from buying something, spending money on groceries, you know having certain people in my life, I would ask, does this further my recovery? And I think when you do have that disconnect with your higher power, or you think that you're not getting hearing the right answers because maybe you're not meditating enough, or you're not being self-aware of what's really happening around you, you really have to just ask yourself that question. And then, of course, I always ask also, to go along with that, um, is what I'm doing pleasing God? Not just furthering my recovery, but is it pleasing, my higher power? Um, and I had achieved a lot of success from that, and it got me through those early days of not knowing what to look for, not knowing what was happening in my life, and that's what I'm finding myself doing now again, and not just being on a nice, clean autopilot of just making good decisions, and being connected, and going to Bible studies and prayer and meetings, and doing all the things. A good connection with a sponsor. Um, when you feel like you're all alone, and you can you can always assure yourself that you'll do the right thing if you ask yourself those two questions. Um, so that's where I'm at with that. I'm gonna go to the chat and say hi to everybody. Um, See what's up with you guys, and we're gonna get rid of that fool. Let me make sure. Yeah, the chat should be in there. Am I just gonna have to do it without the widget? Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to get this going. The it should be up and running. I'm just trying to get you guys over into my viewer. There we go. We should. There's everybody. Look at all them wrenches. Awesome. All right, let's see. Let's see who's all here today. Good Lord. Hey, I'm in my podcast. I'm turning this phone off. My other's keeper. Hey, Kim, how's it going? Good to see you. Tan Louise, good morning. How are you doing today? Or good afternoon, rather. Susie Q, hey, how are you doing today? Auntie Monkey Pants, hey, how's it going? I don't have your video set up yet. Sorry. I wish I did. She says, oh my God, I'm out of town currently in San Diego, and this just came up as a notification. Yeah, this is the second show of the reboot. We're just doing recovery these days. And, you know, nice topics that promote recovery. So it's good to see you. Caroline, good to see you. Good morning. Peggy Marlette, good morning to you from Kansas City. Go Chiefs, although I'm a Rams fan, but I am also a Chiefs fan. Because I like a lot of the players that play for the Chiefs. So good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Danette, good morning. I am a whack job. It's just proof by just the way my streams go. Good to see you, Danette. Shell Dubs in the house. Dub. Tan Louise, Danette, Mother's Keeper, Susie Q. Good morning, Susie. Danette. Ian Wallace, good morning to you, sir. Be careful out there, driving around wherever you may be. SAMSTERS, check your subscription notifications for Sam's channel. YT has something going on. I've had to reset many times. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. I don't think I've had that happen to me yet. But I bet you if I went and looked at some of the channels that I subscribe to, I probably would find that I've been unsubscribed. It just blows me away. If anyone, hey, Eli Hope 208, good morning to you. If anyone has any comments or questions on this topic, or maybe you've gone through something similar that I'm going through, if you didn't catch yesterday's live, go check it out. I'm not monetizing any of these lives at all. So I'm not sending people over there for the views. I really want people to watch the content. It'll just get better and better each day. Not that today's is any better than yesterday's. I'm really just, what it is I haven't had time to set up my scenes, because after I do this, I pretty much have to go get Hazley. And then when I have her, I just can't even sit at my desk, and haven't been able to put together any scenes. And then at nighttime, it's just been, tons of drama with everything that I'm going through in my personal life. So just haven't had time to do it. But I'm going to show up every morning. You guys will know, because I will put up the thumbnail either the night before or really early that morning, like at 4 a.m. When I wake up. So you guys will know if there's a show that day. If you don't see a thumbnail by 8 o'clock, I'm for sure not coming on. So we'll just play it by ear, but my plan is to be on every day except for the weekends. But on the weekends I might do like some current event shows. I don't know. I need all that extra time to edit all the documentaries I got going on. I have like 5 things I'm editing right now. Some really cool things. Of course, my series on the Long Con universe, and then I'm doing another one on this. Her name is Sticker Chick. She's causing a lot of drama for people out there, and she's just a real nasty person. So I'm doing a documentary on her and on her life. And something else. And then, just some true crime stuff. I'm doing a really cool one on this girl. She was found in 5 inches of water, and It's still an open case. She was found in 5 inches of water, face down, and she was dead. And there was no water in her lungs, but there was mud in the ridges of her footprints and in her palm prints. And I think her name is Alyssa Olson Ramin or something like that, if I remember correctly. And her boyfriend had said, I see your comment, Eli. I'm gonna get to that here. Her boyfriend had said that a demon had thrown her in. Well, but she was dead when she was thrown in because there was no water in her lungs. So anyways, I'm doing a 20-minute, I keep saying documentary. I don't know what else to call them. Just a 20-minute long form story on that. And that one's really, really good. So look forward to that. That'll be super cool. And maybe sometimes I'll play them here, you know. But anyways, Eli to Hope of 208 says, when I lost my connection to my higher power, I relapsed after 19 years. By the grace of God, I have 5 years clean. A very humbling way for me to get back to God. Yeah, I've been there. I was a chronic relapser. And every time it was a disconnect. And I truly feel, and I hate to say this or admit to this, if I didn't have Hazley in my life every day, I would have relapsed. I would have relapsed because I wouldn't have cared. And I just had lost hope. So now that I'm trying to get back there, I'm just going back to the basics and just kind of asking myself, is this furthering my recovery? And when I asked myself, should I do the Morning Mayhem show again about recovery? That was an easy answer. When I decided not to monetize them, that was another easy answer. Because monetized or not monetized, monetized, then I worry about it making money. If they're not monetized, then I don't have to worry about it. And I can focus on the recovery aspects of the conversation. I don't need to say clever things to get, likes on the show, which I would appreciate if you guys would go like the lives on your way in, because that really helps get it out to more people that might need to hear something that we might be talking about. So it's not for me because these will stay not monetized. It's to get more people in the chat who might be needing to hear the daily message that we'll be discussing. And I truly mean that. Good morning, Thompson. Good to see you. It's been a while. So glad you're here. Incarnasol is here. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Today we're talking about kind of going back to the basics. When you're in recovery or mental health, a mental health treatment or recovery, especially when you're doing when you're self-medicating your mental health, which I think all of us have a tinge of that. I'm sorry, I was trying to read my notes and I can't read my writing. It's so crazy. I'm going to have to start typing those out. When our mind is spinning and we don't have connection, we don't have clarity on what we're supposed to do next, or how to make the right decisions, and we've lost connection with our higher power. If our mind is so crazy and so noisy, we ask a lot of who's and a lot of what's, and it can stall progress. it can stall the progress that, we're trying to grow, and integrate ourselves back into society. And when we lose that clarity and that connection, we could go backwards. And like Eli, Hope was just saying, they relapsed after 19 years. And that's a story that a lot of people need to hear. That comment, a lot of people need to hear that, because a lot of people feel safe after year 5, year 10. And a lot of people stop going to meetings and stop praying every morning, and stop reading either their big book or their Bible, or stop meeting with their sponsors. They do all those things when really that's when you need to be, I think, even more vigilant about those things. I know I do, because when our perceptions get so twisted and we feel like we can take the wheel of our lives, I assure you, our addiction is always there. And I didn't used to believe that. Our addiction is always there, and it's always ready to lie to us. And, I would call that Satan also, but, that's a lot for a lot of people. But just know your perceptions, those addictive perceptions that we have, and obsessions that we have, can really destroy our lives quicker than you would ever believe. Man, I really wish I would have typed these out instead. Because I put here, I think willingness and experimentation. And what I mean by that is when we pull from like real recovery experiences, our own, or others in our fellowship, be it atheists or agnostics, folks, using the fellowship itself, using the meetings itself, to stay sober, showing up every day. And that's what we have to do when we lose that connection. And I think another thing that but what I think is a positive thing to do, again, especially if you've stopped doing it, is making those gratitude lists. Things, when you wake up, what am I grateful for in the morning? Even if it's just 2 or 3, because sometimes it's hard to even think of one. But if you really, really put your mind to it, you could probably come up with a few. And you can even start with easy ones like, man, you know what? I'm breathing today. I'm grateful that I'm alive today, to take a deep breath. And I think if you start really with those small things or those obvious things, you can come up with a lot of things that you can be grateful for. And when you practice gratitude in the morning, your days will be better. If you've never done it, try it. I mean, when I was first getting sober, I didn't believe in it. Was all like hocus pocus stuff. I was like, that's not. I don't believe in all that. But I knew what my beliefs are and the way I was doing things wasn't working. So I told myself, I'm going to listen to everything that everyone tells me, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to try everything. Just as if a doctor was prescribing a new medication, they might say this one might not work, but if it doesn't, we'll try something different. Just try everything. And if you do everything honestly, you'll find something that works, and you'll find something fast. I think practicing gratitude works for everybody if they really do it from the heart. I really do. Damn it, I didn't grab a water. So let me just go back to the chat. Good morning, Grateful. Good to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time to say hi. I really appreciate that. Oh, Patrick Longhair. That's my father-in-law.
Yeah. Yeah. My father-in-law. Um, Good to see you, Pat. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Um, I'm just now starting doing my lives again yesterday, and I'm just doing them on recovery and not monetizing them. So, welcome to the show. I'll see you this afternoon. I got to go pick up a desk for a friend, an old desk that I had. Um, so, yeah, it's cool to see you. He's a very good dude. So, you guys be nice to Patrick. I know you will be. Because you guys welcome everybody with open arms. So that's awesome that he's here. Carrie Bemis, good to see you. I feel like I've talked to you before. I'm sober for 7 years, March 19th. Gratitude can be exhausting sometimes. Yes, there is that. Hey, Laura Mae Gibson, good morning to you. Happy St. Patty's Day. There is that. I'm glad you said that. Because it can get almost obnoxiously exhausting. And you know, I when I first got married, and you know, I had a new shop. Well, I had a new shop, but then I left that shop and then had another new shop. I was like, man, these blessings are just coming left and right, and I was so grateful for everything. And then you get to a point where like, wait a minute, do I deserve all this? Do I deserve all these blessings? Because these blessings are crazy. It's through no effort of my own. You know, God's just giving me all these blessings. I'm not looking for them, asking for them. I wasn't trying to find a wife and a family. I wasn't doing any of that. But all these blessings, God was just bam, 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 and but then I started thinking, man, do I deserve all this? I don't know if I deserve these blessings. And in that instance, the advice that was given to me, and it was perfect advice, is that's when you need to start giving back. That's when you need to say, you need to start giving back, start working with other addicts. When that happened with me, I started taking a meeting to the homeless shelter every Sunday after church. And that was perfect for me. It adjusted my thinking to like, yep, I deserve these blessings because I'm putting in the work. I'm staying clean and sober. I'm being a nice guy. I'm not a gang member anymore. I'm not in prison anymore. I did my time. I paid my debt. And I deserve happiness. And I deserve these blessings because I am being a good guy. Gratitude can be exhausting. And when you do get exhausted with it and you start to doubt it, that you even deserve it, it becomes an amazing thing. Mindy says, I've been through a lot in the last week and a half, physically because I have had a lot of medical issues and family issues blew up in my face. And back in the day, I handle everything. Well, I hope you're okay, Mindy. And we all send you our positive vibes and prayers. And if anyone else has anything going on, let us know and we can pray for you. Or, I think we were using threes before I stopped the show. So if we can give Mindy a ton of threes for, everyone that's here or lurking, just give her some positive reinforcement and some love. We can light it up with some threes. That would be great. I had a crazy night last night. I like what before I get to that, I like what Laura Mae Gibson says, service can be small and with practice it grows, and threefold. And that's so true. It's so true. It's a crazy thing. It can be as small as picking up cigarette butts at a meeting or in front of your apartment building. I say that because I need to do that, and because they're all my cigarette butts. I appreciate that, Mindy. Thank you. It's those things can be as tiny as that, and the reward, not that you're expecting a reward, I get it. But it can just be an amazing thing. Yeah, you don't have to, go to trap houses and rescue addicts, which I've done. And that is sketchy. Always bring someone with you if you ever do anything like that. If your service is to help addicts that are in addiction, always take someone with you. Because I've talked about that before, that X factor, and it can start with stubbing your toe in the morning on the way to the bathroom, to getting in an argument with your significant other, road raging on the way to work, your boss is being disrespectful when you get to work, and then when you get off work, your job is to go help pull addicts out of a house, or, do 13-step calls, for a program or your home group. It can be very risky. It can be super risky, because if you have that X factor of events, you get to a trap house and your drug of choice is sitting there on the table, you could very easily use and relapse. And it could happen that fast. My last relapse was that fast. I got to church the day before. Things were okay for the most part in my relationship. But I had a shitty day tattooing. I did one tattoo, and the person went out to I remember it like it was yesterday. The person went out to pay for the tattoo. It was too much, because the counter girl overcharged the person. So I had to go out there and argue with the owner, with the counter girl, and then my client. We had to come up with a happy medium. So the client wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. And then I think I did get into it with someone in my personal life. And I had only gotten like 4 hours sleep the night before. And a buddy of mine, I was going to drive to Columbus that night really, really late to pick up some things that somebody had brought from Kalispell, which is like 8 hours away, who brought some of my things to me because I had left them at their house. This person was going to go with me to go get these things. We ended up not doing that, but it was late, and he wanted me to go with him to go pick up some money. And so I went with him to go pick up some money. I didn't even know what it was for. I thought it was for a car or something, but it was for something else. And he asked me if I wanted a line. And after that day, and I was tired, I was like, yeah, why not? Just to wake up at least, And what? I don't even know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. And it turned into like a 4-day relapse. This is a while ago. But yeah, that was nuts. So you got to be really careful. Let's go see what's up on the chat. Jeanette, I don't know where John is. He doesn't watch our show, or he lurks. He lurks in the show, but you could get a hold of him if you want. Ben Bacon Bits is in the house. Hey, Ben, how's it going? Thank you for stopping in. Shell Dub says, God is love, and we all need to remember to look at ourselves through his eye. Absolutely. I don't think I ever do that. I'm sure I have. but that's, I've definitely been told that before. It's hard to do. Mindy says, God and Jesus and sees everything in us. We don't have to prove anything to anyone except ourselves and them. Everything else is white noise. Yeah, absolutely. And I think when we get lost in that white noise, and I talked a lot about that yesterday. We can get lost and disconnected and feel like we are in control, and then we start thinking that we have to do the right thing by everyone else to show everyone else that we are doing the right thing, when we just need to be loyal to God and to our family and to our mental health. We have to stay vigilant on doing, self-care. It can be, if you can't do it daily, try to do it at 2 or 3 times a week, I always have success with that. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to read the chat. Mindy says, I have walked the line every day for 30 years. I would love to just check out, but I'm proud of myself because I told the line and I over drink a lot, but I brought it back and took care of my family. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. But I'm 62 years old and it's fucking hard every single day. I got to work and then come home and then I got to go and then I go to bed, and that's not living. But do the best I can. I'm sure she was saying, but do the best I can. I question if that's not living. Yes, it's definitely not living your best life, because if we're just working to have a roof over our head so we can sleep to go to work, then you're right, that's not living. I work from home now. Even my tattooing I'm doing from home. And so I don't leave the house. Well, I guess I do leave the house, but when I lost my truck and I didn't have a vehicle, I wasn't leaving the house. I could walk to pick up Hazley, but I didn't. I rarely left the house, and it was starting to get to me. I didn't feel like I was, and I did become a little discouraged with life, and to the worst degree. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I can't say the key word because it's, oh wait, I'm not monetized. Yeah. So I was thinking about suicide. I forgot I'm not monetized. I'm monetized, but I'm not monetizing these videos. I don't even know how it happened. And I've only been suicidal a few times, or twice in my life. And both times were in the last, since my best friend killed herself. And so that was 3 years ago. And both times I've contemplated it. I felt like I was just stuck in a rut, and I don't know how it happened, but I became obsessed. The thought of it, I became obsessed with it, and I had to, and I had a lot of people around me talking about it a lot too. My old partner at my Cryptic Tattoo, he would mention it once a day. I'm just fighting the demons, man. I want to stay alive, but I don't. So I had him around me. I was always thinking about my friend Christina, And yeah, and I slipped into some depression, some suicidal depression where I was coming up with, some plans and ideas. And one of those times was since I started the show. And I took the break, and I might have come back and talked about it. I'll have to look up those shows. But a lot of people struggle with it every day. And maybe I should do a whole show on that, and really have my layout of the talking points I want to talk about, because that's an important subject. And I don't want to just, come on and kind of wing it like I've been doing. I really want to have my ducks in a row, because that is a very serious topic. Laura Mae Gibson says, I have agoraphobia from PTSD. It rules my life. I miss appointments that I need to get punished as though I'm supposed to be more disciplined, even told that as unsolicited advice, but it's no help. Yeah. There's a few of us that have, a minute agoraphobic traits. I don't believe I've ever been truly agoraphobic. But I definitely have had anxiety about going into places. But not so much leaving the house. I've always left the house pretty easily. I might choose not to for a while, but that's just out of depression and not like the true, being agoraphobic. And I feel for people who have agoraphobia, that's got to be a nightmare. And I hope the people that are especially in this chat, and that are SAMSTERS, and that belong to this group of amazing people. I hope you are getting help for it, and and check it out. There's a lot of people that lurk and watch the show that don't say anything, that I know struggle with that. I know for a fact that there's at least, well, there was 3, but since I've left, I don't know how many there are. So definitely pray for them. What else is going on, guys? I don't want to talk about all this stuff's bringing me down. It's not really. I feel pretty strong and good these days. Good to see everybody, man. Yeah, Ben Bacon Bit says agoraphobia is really something completely different than I thought before I dug into it. Yeah. It's even a little bit more than what the DSM-5 will tell you. It is, if you talk to people that truly have it. But I don't know. I mean, the last time I read anything about agoraphobia was the DSM-3R, the revised DSM-3. So that's my knowledge or remember and stuff, like the true meaning of it. Mindy says, I'm not trying to be a dramatic queen. No one thinks that. We love you. Dramatic queen, I just had last week was a whole lot, and I'm going to be okay. I just need to reach out to somebody, but tomorrow's another day, and spring is coming. Spring is coming, because I haven't been doing the show. I haven't been able to talk about what's been going on here in Montana. We've had the warmest winter since like 1934 or 1954. I can't remember. It's one of those. It's like it's going to be like in the high 70s here in the next couple days. And it's been like that. Like we had a snow here for a few days, but it's melting away right now, and it'll be all gone by the end of today. And it snowed maybe twice this year, and none of it stayed longer than a week. And that we've had 60-degree, like in the middle of December and January, me and my daughter were wearing shorts and tank tops and out in the front playing. It's been crazy here in Montana. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, spring is coming, and for Montana, we never got a winter. I bet you next year is nasty as hell. It's got to be. Yeah, next year is going to be so nasty. But yeah, it's super exciting. Spring is coming. Is Shareable Barrel here? Hi, Shareable Barrel, Banana Fana Farrell. Good to see you. Glad you made it today. Missed you guys, and everyone who's here today. Missed you yesterday. Anti Monkey Pants, Shareable Barrel, Mindy, and everyone else. I can only see this much of like 10 people, so unless I go backwards, and nobody wants me to go backwards. It freaks everybody out. He's going backwards again. He's going backwards. Let's go surf the internet for a second. Let's see if there's anything that comes up. Fun. Cash for ballots, part 1. Oh yeah. O'Keefe Media Group is really good. I really enjoy a lot of their stuff. Look at Bam. Oh, Bam's on the calls out Knoxville again. Why is he calling out Knoxville again? Bam's been doing really good, man. He's been clean and sober for probably 2 years now. And he's back to skating, even overweight. He's back to skating, which gives me, the last time I skated vertical, I was so overweight that it was, I thought I was going to kill myself. I couldn't do any transitions. I couldn't, ollie into transitions or fly into transitions. I was just too heavy, but I've lost a good 30 pounds, the past couple months. And I feel like I could probably get back into it. But when you watch Bam was skateboarding with Tony Hawk at Tony Hawk's place, and he was killing it. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's see what old Bam's talking about.
So you're still really angry and hurt with Knoxville.
Put me through hell, made me pay all this treatment.
I'm gonna go get some water,
they're
guys.
Filming it all planned out, and I think that Knoxville tried to do this movie called Action Point in South Africa, and they had a $15 million budget, and he tried to do it without us, and it was a flop. They only made $2 million. So when that happens, the label says you're not free to go. You're either going to have to pay this back or put your house up for sale or do a Jackass 5. Well, if Bam's not in it, then that's already $6 million, $5 million that we don't have to pay back. So we could already say he's a liability because he's drunk out in front of a hotel room on TMZ. Yeah, well, on Jackass 2, I got a high five for good press when I got a felony charge having brass knuckles at the LAX airport, drunk as hell. I have learned how to forgive and be happy, and I deleted anybody that's given me a problem, but I just want to take my anger out on one person. Knoxville, get into a ring with me, take off your boxing gloves, 1, 2, 3, you're done for.
So you're still really angry and hurt with Knoxville.
It's crazy,
Put me
man.
through hell,
It's
made me
crazy.
pay all this treatment money, and they're filming it all planned out. And I think that
I gotta
Knoxville
watch
tried to
it
do this
again.
movie called Action Point in South Africa, and they had a $15 million budget, and he tried to do it without us, and it was a flop. They only made $2 million. So when that happens, the label says you're not free to go. You're either going to have to pay this back or put your house up for sale or do a Jackass 5. Well, if Bam's not in it, then that's already $6 million, $5 million that we don't have to pay back. So we could already say he's a liability because he's drunk out in front of a hotel room on TMZ. Yeah, well, on Jackass 2, I got a high five for good press when I got a felony charge having brass knuckles at the LAX airport, drunk as hell. I have learned how to forgive and be happy, and I deleted anybody that's given me a problem, but I just want to take my anger out on one person. Knoxville, get into a ring with me, take off your boxing gloves, 1, 2, 3, you're done for.
Yeah, it's true. Although Bam can't really fight. He wasn't a rich kid all his life, but he got rich young. Like, he was really young. So he hasn't been in a lot of fights, and I'm not trying to bag on Bam, but you never know. Never know. Knoxville might knock him out. Let's see what else we got going. Who was James Van Der Beek? Well, it says it's a message we all need to hear, so let's listen.
It has been the hardest year of my life, and I wanted to share something that I learned with y'all. When I was younger, I used to define myself as an actor, right? Which was never really all that fulfilling. And then I became a husband, and that was much better. And then I became a father, and that was the ultimate. I could define myself then as a loving, capable, strong, supportive husband, father, provider, steward of the land.
Hold up. Jared Alvord. I did skate right into your heart. Right when I was putting a 6-fingered Statue of Liberty on your side. What's up, brother, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Wow. That's someone. He was my friend's brother. And we were all in federal prison down in Phoenix together. Yeah, welcome, Jared Alvord. That's so cool, man. And that's crazy that you're here today. This is my second show in because I kind of canceled myself last year. And now I'm just coming back and I'm just doing recovery shows now. At least on this channel. I have other YouTube channels that I do like true crime stuff, but I'm glad you found us, man, or found me or found us. Yeah. Amazing, man. Amazing. And I wouldn't have even seen your message, but I seen someone welcome you, which Shell Dub, man, she's the best. She always makes sure she welcomes. Wait, where's Auntie Monkey Pants going? Yeah, we're doing it every day, Auntie Monkey Pants. I almost want to go find her video. It'll be here next time you come, the Auntie Monkey Pants video, I promise. But yeah, good to see Jared Alvord's here, man. I don't want to tell any of his story, but he's got a really good story. Hopefully he's doing okay. And he's still doing okay. He was doing okay last time I talked to him, which was a few years ago, before I got married. But yeah, hopefully he's doing okay. That would be amazing if he's still doing good. I think about you too regularly. I was talking about you at a meeting because we were talking about, you know, the thing. I don't want to like dox your story. So, but yeah, I was talking about, you know, what we do, and I was like, man, you were in the top 3 addicts with that particular drug that I've ever met. And so, yeah. And then I thought about you. Why was I? And I was talking about you. I was like, man, I got to get a hold of Jared. Oh, I was talking about, the towers that used to work doing the cell towers or whatever. And I was like, oh man, I have a friend who does that. I don't know if he still does it, but he was doing that. Anyways, I'll reach out to you. Yeah, I'm trying to get after it, man. I'm doing way too much. I'm spread way too thin on YouTube right now. But these shows I needed to bring back, and they might be a little dull and boring, not as exciting as they used to. But at least we're talking about the things we need to talk about. And actually, this is where the show should have been from the very beginning. Just doing straight recovery, not recovery and current events, and because it became current events and not recovery. And yeah, we need to keep here. Okay, let's hear what this guy has to say.
And that we're so lucky to live on. And for a long time, that felt like a really good definition to the question, who am I? What am I? And then this year, I had to look my own mortality in the eye. I had to come nose to nose with death. And all of those definitions that I cared so deeply about were stripped from me. I was away for treatment, so I could no longer be a husband that was helpful to my wife. I could no longer be a father who could pick up his kids and put them to bed and be there for them. I could not be a provider because I wasn't working. I couldn't even be a steward of a land because at times I was too weak to prune all the trees during the window that you're supposed to prune them. And so I was faced with the question, if I am just a too skinny, weak guy alone in an apartment with cancer, what am I? And I meditated and the answer came through. I am worthy of God's love simply because I exist. And if I'm worthy of God's love, shouldn't I also be worthy of my own? And the same is true for you. And as I move through this healing portal toward recovery, I wanted to share that with you because I think that revelation that came to me was due in no small part all the prayers and the love that have been directed toward me. So I offer that to you, however it sits in your consciousness, however it resonates, run with it. And if the word God trips you up, I certainly don't know, I can't claim to know what God is or explain God. My efforts to connect to God are an ongoing process that is a constant unfolding mystery to me. But if it's a trigger, it feels too religious, you can take the word God out and your mantra can simply be, I am worthy of love.
That works too. That works too, doesn't it? And I like what he said. I'm only pausing because I feel like God brought us to this video because I was just talking about that. I don't want to lose my thought where he said, he's like, I only think because you know how we'll say, hey, let's give some threes and some good energy and some prayers to so-and-so. Or we do that all the time, or we used to. We'll be doing it again all the time. But he firmly believes that God gave him that answer while he was meditating because of all the people that were praying for him and sending him love. And that's true. It works. It works when we do that. We just don't do it to say it. We don't do it to, trick the algorithm into getting more views or to getting paid more. Some people do. That interaction with the chat, how, it sends those positive signals into the algorithm. If I do achieve anything, beneficial, like here on the platform from it, I would only hope that it would bring more people that want to talk about these kind of things or hear these kind of messages. But that's amazing, man. He almost got me to cry. If Jared wasn't here, I would have cried.
Because you are. Thank you for the love and prayers, everyone. Have a blessed day.
I didn't know he passed away. I didn't know that was him. Yeah, I remember because of his eyebrows. He's got amazing eyebrows.
We're at a red light.
So remember yesterday how it started getting really sketchy towards the end? I said, well, it looks like I got about like an hour of, so I hit up Grok and asked, hey, this is the software I have. What can I do to keep that from happening? And so it gave me like 100 settings for the system that I have, because the system I have is a monster, and I changed all those settings and man, it's pretty much smooth sailing. Look at me go. I can do that really fast. And like, that's a virtual camera that eats a lot of resources. Look at him go. Hey, Jared, if you're still listening, please tell your brother I said hello and send him my love. And I love you too, brother. And I'm going to try to get a hold of you somehow. I'll look up on Facebook. I'm never on Facebook, but I'll go on to check you out to see what's going on. I have been on Facebook a little bit more lately because I have my used car stuff going on Facebook. But all right, well, we've been pretty lucky, man, with our internet roulette little game we just created. Let's see if we can get lucky one more time. See if we can get lucky one more time. Killer tries to outsmart cops with Mountain Dew. Gay. Tucker Carlson. I almost want to run for president. I'll watch that by myself. Well, let's quit while we're ahead with the roulette. Let's go back to the chat. There we are.
Yes, intent is huge. If you don't have proper intent, it's manipulation. That's correct. If you believe there is a supreme being, that being would know the difference as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, good, good. I'm reading Jared's message. Everything good for good. 4 kids. Oh my gosh. Married, clean, 13 years, still in the tower business. That's awesome, man. For some reason I thought you had gone back out, but I don't know why I thought that. But I'm glad you didn't, and I'm glad you're here today, and I'm glad you're sober. Because if you weren't, yeah, I truly believe you would no longer be with us. Same as me. You know, I only have one kid. Well, I have 4 daughters, but only one daughter that lives at home, and she is 7. And everyone gets to meet her tomorrow because she has spring break. So everyone gets to meet Hazley tomorrow who hasn't met her. And I'm pretty excited to have her on the show tomorrow. It'll just be for a second, but let me say, I'm so blessed you came into my algorithms today. I needed your message last week and a half has been a lot. I'm glad you're here, Mindy. I'm so glad you're here. Hopefully you come again. The shows will get better. I guess that's it for today. You know, these don't have to be 2-3 hour shows like they used to be. They can just be nice, concise shows. We can all just check in with each other. And like, look, if anyone needs to stay and talk about some stuff, let me know right now. Just do a big 911. If you ever need the show to go longer or need to interrupt something that we're talking about, just give me a bunch of 911s and we'll get back at it. Thanks, Ben. I'm glad you showed up today, or stopped in today. Not showed up. You're not mandated to be here, but I'm glad you stopped in to say hi. I'm glad everyone who wasn't here yesterday is here today. And I'm just super glad to be at least talking again. And tomorrow's show, I don't know if I came up with a title yet. Sometimes I think we overthink the spiritual, and that can be distracting. And we just like, when it's not clicking, then it becomes not only distracting, but like it can hurt us. And so I have some solutions for when that happens. And I'll talk about that tomorrow. I almost said one right now, but I think that's what I'm gonna do the show on tomorrow, is like when we obsess over the spiritual, and like, we obsess like, is God real? Is God not real? And then that becomes like, if we can't figure that out, then there's no hope for us to stay clean and sober. I have a couple good ideas about what to do when that happens. So remember, for today, I just want to leave you guys with, before you make a decision, just ask yourself, is this pleasing God? And if like James Vanderbeek just said, he's like, if that's too much, is this going to improve or bring love into my life? And I think if we ask ourselves those questions and we're honest with them, and we don't do the things that don't promote love or God or please God or bring us or improve our recovery, then you're surely doomed to fail. And it says that somewhere in the big book. And I only know that because my sponsor used to always say that, not because I read it. He's like, we are surely doomed. And I go, man, that's heavy. All right, don't drink any vodka with your milk today, guys. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for being here. I don't have my outro set up yet. And I had a really good outro before. I'll have to get all those set up again. I guess I could try to find it. I'm going to try to find it real quick while we're still here. Let me find it. Oh, I got to add it. Hopefully I can find it really fast. Oh, man, I thought I had it. I thought I had it. Maybe it's in videos. Please, let me find it. Let me find it. Oh, I found some old shows that I did. Maybe it's in here. I guess I'll have to make it. Dang it. Man, I just found a bunch of old shows, though. Let me look in one more place. Sorry, guys. I just love leaving to that song. The Stay Loud, that song. Don't be woke. Oh, I bet you it's in this drive. I got 10 drives hooked up. Hold on. Holding. Oh, I think I found it. Yes. All right, guys. You guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Is that playing? Oh, no, that's just the video for it. It doesn't have the soundtrack. Oh, that's funny. That is so funny. That's the video before I put the music to it. Let me try this one more time. I mean, you know, it's the Mayhem show. We get to be mayhem-y. New short, new end. Is that it? No, that's new end, new end. I just need to find something outro. Well, there's that outro. All right, we'll just leave with this one. Because I don't know where the other one's at.
Today's a gift we all can feel.
Bye, guys.
The wounds are raw, but time will heal. Be thankful now for where you stand, and hold the world in grateful hands. After the bars, we're rising strong, facing the world where we belong. Recovery burns a steady flame. Grateful hearts call out your name.